Good morning. It is July 8th, 2018, and this is the garden update for the day. Starting out with the blue Hubbard squash that has taken off. I gave it some fertilizer yesterday, and I'm still protecting it from the birds or whatever's been eating my stuff. And I just wanted to show you the wildflowers too. Really pretty. They're all blooming. Got a poppy back there, black-eyed Susan, and I don't know the name of these, but they're gorgeous. They're coming in. Here's like a dark purple one, and we got a pink one. Oh yeah, there it is. A light pink one. So yeah, I'm loving this wildflower garden, and I hope they continue to sow their own seeds and come back for at least a few years. The sunflowers are huge, growing up to the apple tree, and I've already trimmed back the apple tree a ton, but there's branches that I can't reach, and you can see how close this one is getting to some branches. So gonna have to have the old hubs come out here and get on a ladder and or use our extended branch cutter thing. Get those down for me. Daisies are being daisies, and I'm really loving this plant. It's just like super easy, and I think it's supposed to be like this, where it has like multicolored leaves, unless I'm doing something wrong, but it's gonna be a scorcher today, let me tell you. And the cucumber's loving the warm weather. Got a couple male flowers blooming, and it's creeping its way up the trellis, being a good little cucumber. Dill, not being a good little dill. I actually just raked this all up the other day, planted some new seeds, and then I, as an afterthought, I planted in this container, and I wanted to direct sow because from what I've read, dill has a long taproot, but I was able to find this in my garden shed, and it's more long. The container itself is more long than it is wide. So I'm thinking this, I'm gonna try it in here, transfer, but I also direct sowed some seeds. I'm just trying to keep this area as moist as possible. I can't mulch it, obviously, until the seeds sprout, and it's just super hard to keep it watered and moist. Anyway, finally have some tomatoes. This one is probably 3 or 4 tomatoes in one. It doesn't have blossom end rot. It's just a cluster of tomatoes. You know, heirlooms are ugly. Another one here. We got 2 more here. And then I have 2 more up here. So what I've noticed is that any tomato with a thicker stem is staying. It's just dropping the blossoms of the stems that are thin, really. So I don't know what the problem is. I'm still dropping a ton of blossoms. And you can see this looks like herbicide. I feel like my plant is actually fighting herbicide stress. And I think a neighbor, we live in kind of a windy area, and someone's spraying, because this is the only surviving tomato plant I've had. I had originally 5, and they all died. They all look like that. So I don't know. This one, it's like the leaves are fine, but then it's like some of them look like that. So someone's spraying some My beans. I got beans. The beans are finally starting to pop off. Again, these two were supposed to have purple flowers, but this year they had white again. So I don't know. I don't know, Renee's garden. I think you lied to me. But let's see if I can focus. No flash on this time, guys, I promise. I can't focus on that, but this one, a Blue Lake bush bean, does have purple flowers. Look at that. My first purple flowered green bean. And I forget what kind this is, but it obviously has white flowers too. Strawberries still strawberrying. It's great. It just keeps blooming, and it's like, what? We're getting into mid-July now. Sadly, summer's flying by, man. But yeah, it's still doing a strawberry thing. And the Jack B. Littles are, well, they're a lot bigger than I anticipated. The leaves, anyway. I've never grown Jack B. Littles, so I don't know how this trellis is gonna work out for me, but it's an experiment, so you can just see it. It looks really healthy. I'm happy with it. I got in there the other day and threw in some fertilizer because you can see it's gonna start getting kind of difficult to get in and around the plant, so I wanted to give it a good feeding while I still had easy access. Of course, I'm still gonna get in there, but it just won't be as you know, won't be able to move around as much. I'll be a lot more careful. Maybe have to go with the liquid fertilizer, actually. Corn is, I have no idea. Like, look at this. It's like falling over, but on the other side, I think they had like this growth spurt, and a lot of them like kind of split, you know, like a pumpkin plant would if you get all of a sudden give it a lot of water after it's been dry, and just grows and splits. But the tassels are coming out everywhere, all of them. They're so pretty. I love it. Another one. I don't know if the tassels should be laying over like that. They're watered. I've been watering them, fertilizing them. Oh, here, look at this. It's a corn tassel. It's like beautiful. I don't know. I've never grown corn, but it's exciting. Pumpkin plant is craziness. I have train vines, as you can see. They're going up and around. I've got a few developing female blossoms. Tell me what that is, guys. It's definitely not a Jarrahdale. I really hope it's not a Cinderella, but does that look like a Atlantic giant? Let me know. I got a bunch of them. I've been pulling some of them off, actually, because they were going to place themselves right in the middle of the corn patch, and that wouldn't work. So I think I might let this one go and maybe have it just grow like in this dead patch of grass right here. We gotta rip all this grass out anyway. And this sunflower is super tall as well. Russian mammoth. I can't see the top anymore, so whenever the flower emerges, it will be a surprise to me as well. And I don't think there's anything else to update. I'm sad. Yep. This is the gist of it, so I guess I'll see you next week. Bye.